Yes, welcome back to Football Heritage TV. My name is Sava, and it is transfer deadline day week or weekend, whichever way you want to look at it. The transfer window shuts on Monday night. Monday night, which means that Tottenham Hotspur have 3 full days and whatever is the rest of today to get transfers over the line. Mathys Tel has rejected Tottenham Hotspur. It shouldn't come as a massive surprise to anybody. I've seen a lot of people already on social media losing their minds, not quite understanding. Well, I'm going to break it down. It's pretty simple. Bigger, better run clubs want Tel. It's that simple. It's that brutal. We are in a relegation battle. Please tell me anybody why players would want to come to Tottenham Hotspur. Now, I'm not completely disheartened. I like Tel. I think he's a decent player. But again, it's another one who's a very young player with a lot to learn. And for me, he's probably made the right decision. If we're going to be brutally unbiased about this, he's probably made the right decision not going to a club that is a massive shit show at the moment. And I know there'll be people out there watching this who say, oh, you're negative about this, Sava. Well, let's face the facts. We are 15th. We've won 1 game in 11 in the Premier League. And the only teams we beat are really poor teams in the Cups. So what on earth would be the reason for Tel to join us? So let's have a look first and foremost, before anything else. Let's have a look at what's been said here. This is on the Sky Sports website. You can get this information from Plettenberg, from Fabrizio Romano, from many sources. But this is what was reported officially on Sky Sports 17 minutes ago, when they said the latest from Germany: Tel turns down Tottenham. Bayern Munich forward Mathys Tel has rejected a move to Tottenham. Sky Sports News understands Spurs and Bayern had reached a verbal agreement on a 50 million deal, but the teenager has reportedly turned down a move to Ange Postecoglou's side and is more open to a loan deal. There is interest from Arsenal, Aston Villa, Chelsea, and Manchester United. And let's be honest, guys and girls, the moment we saw that Villa won him, and Chelsea and Arsenal and Man United, you knew it wasn't going to be us. You know that we've not got the pull. We've not got the history. We're in a bad moment. I say moment, it's been a bad couple of years. We're in a bad couple of years. We're in a bad moment this season. We're in a relegation battle. We can't defend for toffee. We're set up terribly. We've got an awful football manager. I'll wait for all the abuse on that one. I've got my tin hat ready, but we've got an awful football manager. Why, oh, why would this guy sign for Tottenham Hotspur? If I look at what Fabrizio Romano said about it, he said that Tottenham will explore other targets while Tel will consider the other bids for a loan stroke permanent move, and that he is in talks with those other clubs we mentioned from the Premier League, as well as apparently 2 other European clubs that are unknown at the moment. Florian Plettenberg said this morning that it was Man United who might be in pole position and they chuck their hat in the ring. And again, Man United, look, they're not a million miles away from us in the league, although I believe it is a 5-point gap. But new manager, new project, which is the buzzword with football fans these days, and something to look forward to. I've said it before. I genuinely don't think players that will leave to join Ange Postecoglou. I've said that before. I do not think this man is an attractive proposition for top clubs, and I think the way we play will put players off as well. Not just blaming him. We know how Daniel Levy and those guys operate. But for me, I didn't think the moment we saw who was interested that he would join. Now, the last thing before we move away from Tel is where Sky Sports have said here that Tottenham reached a verbal agreement on a 50 million deal. We've got to remember that all of that was wrapped into the money that Bayern Munich owe us over the Harry Kane deal from last summer. So it wasn't as though Tottenham were going to go and whack down £50 million out of Daniel Levy or Enoch's pocket. This was all going to be baked into the money and the revenue that Bayern Munich owe us. So lots of play on words there. Now, I guess the big question, if we remove that, the big question is, where do we go from here? If we are after a forward to help out our forward line, where do we go? Lots of people have been suggesting the likes of Vissa, Umbuemo, Mitoma, but I don't think any of those are viable options. First and foremost, I do think that Umbuemo, for example, will have much more exciting propositions than to join Tottenham. But more importantly than that factor, I do believe that the likes of Brentford for Vissa and Umbuemo will ask for huge transfer fees. They're in no rush to sell. They're not in financial difficulty. And they would not, for me, let him go this window unless it was a huge bid. And that goes for Vissa and Umbuemo. Now, the players might want to join Tottenham, depending on who else is coming in for them. But will the club want to sell? Would 50 million, 60 million right now to Brentford be worth it when they're actually above us, about to play us? And if they beat us this weekend, go 10 points clear of Tottenham Hotspur, which is absolutely crazy. And factor in that they let Ivan Toney go in the summer. So their fans probably wouldn't be too happy with letting go of both Umbuemo and Toney inside the space of 7 or 8 months. You've then got Mitoma. I'm seeing lots of fans say Matoma's the one, and I love Mitoma. I think he's a brilliant footballer. I think he's the absolute right profile of player we need. But we're seeing that Brighton have turned down £75 million bids for him from Saudi Arabia this week. 75 million. I hate to break it to you, everyone. Daniel Levy is not dropping £75 million on any footballer for Tottenham Hotspur. If he does, I'll eat my words. I'll apologize. I can't imagine it in any way, shape, or form. It would be our biggest ever transfer, and I don't see it happening. So I'll ask you at this stage. Let me know in the comment sections who are Tottenham going to go after? Is it now going to be a very underwhelming panic buy stroke loan on deadline day? Are we going to go after somebody like Okafor of Milan, who doesn't score goals, hasn't got a good history in his career for scoring or assists? I get the feeling it will be something like that. Anyway, let me know in the chat. This will be premiered, by the way. Lots of people always ask, is this live? This is a premiered video. So I might be in the chat, but this is not live. If we move away from that and we go back to what Sky Sports have said. Now, here's some news which could be good. And this is a signing that I can fully get behind. I know, as I said, people call me negative. This would be a really positive signing for me if Ange Postecoglou uses this player in the right way. So reports all day today that Tottenham Hotspur are looking, planning, scheming, add whatever buzzword you want in there. We're looking at the possibility of getting Tomori from AC Milan. Now, this makes sense to me for so many reasons. First of all, Tomori is a London boy. He moved from the United Kingdom. He moved from Chelsea to go out to AC Milan. He's gone out there, done very well, forced his way into England squads, won the league. He's won Serie A with AC Milan. For me, a really good defender. Good speed, powerful, good positioning, good on the ball. Very much, for me, walks straight into our back two, back three. Now, I'll read you what this says and then give you my thoughts on it. It says there have been early discussions and we've not yet sure if a permanent deal or a loan, but Fikayo Tomori is one of a number of options Spurs are considering. Now, this all comes down to the fact that, first and foremost, we needed new centre-backs in the summer. Ange said he didn't. I'm going to put this on Ange. He said he didn't. He said he didn't want to block the path of players like Phillips, like Vuskovic, who are out on loan. But then Phillips is still out on loan and not being recalled. Dorrington's been sent out on loan, and he's left us very short at centre-back when you know that Romero and Van der Ven are injury-prone centre-halves. Van der Ven, of course, came back last night. But we're gonna have to tread gingerly with him because he's had 3 or 4 hamstring injuries in 18 months. And Anybody who knows anything about hamstring injuries, they are not fun and they will start to hamper people's careers. So we need to be really careful. But the worrying thing was when Ange Postecoglou today said that Romero is still a fair way away from joining the team and that he's a slow healer. Now, a slow healer, make of that what you will. We don't know what that means from Ange's perspective in terms of a timeline. But as I said, both Van der Ven and Romero are very injury-prone footballers. For me, we needed another centre-half in the summer and said no. We're now in a position where this is fundamentally a priority for Tottenham. We've got to get a defender in. Now, I've always said that I would do this. Many people have disagreed with me. I've always said that I would go to a back three. When fit, I would play Tomori, Romero, and Van der Ven in a back three. No one inverted. Porro and Udogie as wing backs. That, for me, would be the way forward. And I would do that with an Iriola, with a Glasner, with a Frank. I'm missing somebody as well, with a Silva. That's what I would do. Let me know your thoughts on that. But let me also know your thoughts on Tomori. I think that that would be a brilliant loan stroke permanent signing for Tottenham. My concern is, would Ange bring him in and then just disregard him when Van der Ven and Romero are fit? Because I think Tomori is a really good senior pro, a good athlete. He's a very good centre-half with experience and for me, walks into our defence. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys and girls. There will be nothing from me on the channel tomorrow, as in Saturday. I will be back on Sunday for the watch-along of Tottenham Hotspur away at Brentford, which is a very tough game. And then in the evening, myself and the lads, the gang, the crew, whatever you want to call them, we will have the Spurs review at 7:30 p.m. So join me then. Please hit the like button. Please keep your comments clean. That's all you got to do is talk football. Keep them clean. Smash the like button. Please subscribe. And as always, Ange out, Levy out, Enoch out. But come on, you Spurs.